I'm Angelique Roche, and I am here to talk about, well, you know what? Does anybody know who this character is right here? All I got is claps. I didn't get a name. Does anyone know who this character is? Thank you. I see you wearing the shirt. I like your shirt. Twinsies. Word. Well, we're going to be celebrating an amazing birthday. We're going to be celebrating the 5th anniversary of Ms. Marvel right here on this stage right now. What you're seeing right here is actually the character costume from Marvel's Avengers, and just announced yesterday is that Kamala is going to be joining the game and actually is going to be reassembling the Avengers for Marvel's Avengers. So if you haven't had a chance to check out that trailer, make sure you're going over to Marvel.com and checking out all the cool stuff from the Marvel's game panel over at Madison Square Gardens yesterday. And while this is an amazing costume, can't do a lot of talking with the costume. I could try. That would not be really entertaining. So I would like to bring to the stage the two of the co-creators of Ms. Marvel, Kamala Khan, Sana Amanat, and G. Willow Wilson. Hello, ladies. Long time no see. It's been like, what, 15 minutes?
At least. 15 minutes.
It's been so long. Don't leave me.
I'm never going to leave this stage.
That's right.
I don't think anybody's going to object to that, Sana.
No. I mean, I guess, yeah, it feels like it. All the cons we've been to.
So, y'all helped create this amazing character. And for those who are out there, obviously we have a lot of fans. Some who might have seen the last panel where I've asked this very same question. Maybe you have a little bit more jazz for it this time, but you know, I never tire of hearing where Ms. Marvel came from. But can you tell us a little bit about Ms. Marvel and why this 5th anniversary is such a big deal?
I'll let Willow answer that one.
Oh, okay. So Kamala Khan sort of began her life with a conversation that Sana and Steve and I had. Now,
Steve Wacker, who's backstage.
Hey, Steve. No, he's right there, wearing a Kamala Khan t-shirt.
He'll be on stage
he
very
came,
shortly.
He came
okay,
appropriately dressed.
He's like, I'm not here.
They called me up out of the blue and said, hey, we have this idea. We want to help establish and create a new American Muslim teen superheroine. Would you help develop the character and write the book? And I was kind of taken aback. I was like, wow, that seems like a big risk.
She was like, wow, what's wrong with you guys?
I was like, are you sure? Because I would never have had the guts to pitch that in a million years. But, you know, we got stuck into it, and very quickly it became a passion project. And Sana and I spent, I mean, it was like a solid year developing the character before we even went to script. I mean, it was a long time.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy to see how much like Kamala has evolved and where she's gone from comics to animation and now the game, which is pretty insane. And all of the amazing creators who've worked on Ms. Marvel, they're all, by the way, over there. Like all of the Ms. Marvel, you're going to see them in like
Team
a second.
Kamala.
Yeah, like a whole, like just Saladin's there, Nico Leon's there, Ian Herring is there, Chris Anka, like just awesome people. Rochelle Rosenberg, just people who've loved Kamala for so long. And it's just a testament to how much she's grown and the different kinds of voices who've been a part of that creative process, and the different kinds of fans who've come to love Kamala. So it's pretty awesome.
Well, I hear that we got some of the original art from the original comic books up here.
There
for those who are big fans.
Yeah, cover by Sarah Pichelli,
The iconic
Justin
issue
Ponzer.
1.
Yes, beautiful. Jamie McKelvey designs. Jamie's here somewhere. He's too busy, but he's in Artist Alley. Go find him and say hi. He's the one who designed the costume.
And then we've got Ms. Marvel, the #2 from 2016.
Love that cover.
That is actually one of my favorite covers.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Gorgeous.
And then cover number 4 is number 25. This whole concept that we were talking about, the relatability of Kamala Khan and that everyone could be a superhero, I think is one that's really core, and that cover is just amazing.
Oh, look at that.
Woo!
gorgeous.
And this is a new series written by Saladin Ahmed. It's absolutely fantastic. Saladin's right over there, too. Go take pictures of them.
And the last but not least, this is Magnificent Miss Marvel number 3. Wait, no, this is the team up. I was going to say Eve Ewing.
Yeah.
Like, my brain was like, wrong name. This is the Marvel team up, which is going to be on sale November 27th, 2019. And it's written by Eve Ewing and Clint McElroy. Clint, please don't get me. I know how to say your last name. And covered by Anna Rudd.
So pretty. It's
so
she's
pretty.
so pretty.
She's so pretty.
And powerful. Mostly powerful.
Right.
Not going to objectify women that way.
By pretty, you just meant the artwork was great.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Not objectifying.
Yes.
So the next up, when we were talking about the game, one of the coolest things about Kamala is her powers. And it's one thing for it to be in a comic book, it's another thing for it to be in animation, and now the game, and how that's kind of worked out. And so we have one of the writers from the game with us today, Hannah McLeod.
Hannah.
Who's going to be talking to us
she
about
is.
narrative design.
Nice shirt.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh my God. I'm gonna fall over.
That's what Kamala would do,
It
too.
was a very
Very
Kamala Khan
appropriate.
thing to
Yeah.
do. So, how do you begin taking a comic book character as iconic as Kamala Khan and then putting that into narration and creating that into a game?
Oh my God. Well, first off, we read a lot of comics. Like, everyone at Crystal are giant fans of Miss Marvel and of Kamala Khan, and so if you're gonna write her correctly, you have like 200 people staring you down and making sure that you get her voice exactly right.
No pressure.
But the other part about Kamala that I think was almost a relief is I'm fairly young, and so getting to write someone who is young and is a fangirl and talks the way fangirls talk is almost a relief to get to play in that space and to really, I don't know, just be Kamala for a minute is surreal.
Well, and that's one of the big things that we were talking to Shauna Skye and we were talking to Bill Roseman a little bit earlier. And one of the things that makes Kamala is that she is a fangirl, that she's full of hope, that she is, she has so much faith in people and so much faith in superheroes that voice is really important. So where do you start in bringing that to life?
So we knew that we wanted some type of disbanded Avengers story. Like that was going to be part of it. And honestly, it's hard to believe when we say it, but there was no other choice but Kamala for this story. There was no one who was that. A lot of superheroes have been on the game for a long time and they get jaded and they get cynical about what it's like to be a superhero. And Kamala is new and happy and hopeful. And I mean, the Avengers have no choice but to get back together once they meet her, because she reminds them of what it means to be a superhero and to give people hope. And it's so cool and so wonderful to get to show people just how magnetic she is and how impressive she is. So, yeah.
Well, I know we have a video from the game that we can play. Those powers on screen look so amazing.
So good.
Well, you know what? Speaking about powers and on screen, I would love to bring the performance actor who actually is playing Kamala Khan in the game, Sandra Saad, to the stage.
Woo woo!
Don't fall over like I did.
They're really big
You
chairs.
guys were short. You
just-
should know this.
It's just a bunch of Kamalas on stage right now,
We're, like,
falling over.
teetering over.
It's fine. So Sandra,
So Anjali,
I feel like we are best friends now.
Oh, I mean, duh.
I'll fight you for her.
I mean, we'll talk about it later. I've asked you every question under the sun at this point, but you are still so excited, so hopeful, and hearing about you auditioning for the role, getting cast in a role, but also being able to like go through mocap and work with the other artists is so inspiring. And really, honestly, it's so Kamala. How has it been being able to talk about this role and tell your family? We talked about your mom today. Like, your mom didn't even know.
No. Honestly, it's hard to not be super excited. Like, Kamala is so hopeful and cool, and she's so special, and she's so resilient. And I mean, there's not enough words in the dictionary to describe how awesome I think she is. And like, I don't think I'm ever gonna stop being super jazzed about it, but it's, you know, I've held on to the secret for a very, 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 very long time. Well, I don't know, at least it felt like it. And like, all my friends heard the initial trailer and they're like, is this you? And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I missed the audition on that one, guys.
Huh?
What? What is that? And then now my phone is just my friends being like, you lied. I've been like, sorry guys, this is too important.
So what you're saying is that you had a secret identity for a really long time.
Yes, I feel like a real superhero, you guys.
So for those out there who may not be familiar with the mocap process and what it means to be a performance actor.
Motion capture, which is mocap, because I just learned that yesterday.
Surprise. Yes, yesterday? Can you walk us through a little bit of the process on how it was to really, because you're in the studio, you are acting with the other performance actors, you are going through these scenes. It's not just behind a mic. Your mic is like attached to your face. Like, so talk about how the process was in bringing Kamala to life.
Right. So, you know, I do on-camera work, right? Then that's like one thing, and then I do voiceover work, and that's another thing. But being on a mocap stage is unlike anything else. You walk into this gigantic room, and then there's gigantic stars like Troy Baker, and then there's Shauna Sky. There's so much going on, and then there's makeup artists who put dots on your face, and there's a lot involved. And everyone was so gracious and so generous with their time and their advice. And I feel so honored and so lucky to be a part of a team that is just so welcoming and so just like down to help and down to be like, yo girl, let's go walk outside and run our lines and like just like hang out and have lunch and talk about stuff. So it's been an easy transition.
Which is pretty amazing because you really do, like, there is a process of learning how to clap, learning how to embiggen. Like, in the game, and I'm not going to do any spoilers, there's a lot with embiggening and the process of embiggening and also fighting that you actually had to act out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was a blast. Of course, you know, like, I read the comics, and, like, you see the embiggening happen, but then when Shauna Sky goes, all right, now embiggen, you're like, what? Like, how do I do that? But Crystal Dynamics has been so good at, like, showing me what everything looks like. So it's all in your imagination, and, like, I am so much always in my head and like imagining like what stuff is gonna look like, and I go to sleep and I dream about this stuff. So when I show up on stage and like Sean's like, all right, now your hand's reaching to the other end of that room and grabbing somebody, you're like, all right, cool, let's do our best. And Crystal's like, yeah, that's exactly what it's gonna look like. All right.
I love it. Well, I think we should invite some other folks up here for a picture.
Yeah. So we have a bunch of Kamala Khan cosplayers.
Yes.
And
oh my gosh.
We're also going to be inviting up all of the creators who've worked on Ms. Marvel over the years. It's really beautiful. I just want to say really quickly, 5 years ago, when we saw the first Kamala cosplayer at a comics convention, and to what it's grown right now, it's like absolutely unbelievable.
Unbelievable to me.
What happened?
I don't know. We just woke up one day and all of a sudden this little book that we thought was going to last 10 issues was what we see today.
Kamala Khan embiggened in our hearts, and it's all right.
Yes, she did.